Good day everybody, it's Bart Wells, Hitech Motorsports, sitting behind the parts counter again, bringing you some more information, frequently asked questions, and things that just seem to pop up over and over after 10 years of sitting here. Power adders, turbos, superchargers, nitrous oxide. A lot of myths, a lot of problems, a lot of good things. Everybody thinks it's so easy to put a turbo or a supercharger or nitrous on a car and make it go fast. And the answer is, it can be. It may not last that long, but it's fun to play with. Let's start out with turbochargers. Turbochargers, they look like little hair dryers. They're kind of a snail-looking little thing. They have an inlet that comes out of the exhaust that pumps a exhaust side, they call it, which turns a turbine on the other side that speeds up the air and forces it back into the other side of the engine. Let's talk about some of the good news about turbochargers. They make lots of power. They're small and compact. You can get them relatively inexpensive, at least for some of the parts, and you can put them onto just about any car. Now, bad news. They generate a ton of heat. You can imagine you run exhaust through one side at 1400 degrees, it's gonna make a lot of heat. You end up with a lot of piping, you end up with a lot of issues with having to fit it inside of a car because there's all kinds of stuff that goes all over the place. You're gonna have to put in an aftercooler, which is a great big, looks like a radiator device that usually gets stuck in the nose. And finally, you're gonna have to tune it. It isn't just gonna bolt right on, snap that thing in, turn the key, hit wide open throttle, because the next sound you're gonna hear is a bang. Not so good. Like a lot of things in life, people think that the bigger the turbo, the better. Not necessarily true. If you got a small cubic inch motor like a 4.6 liter Ford, you try to put on a set of 80 millimeter twin turbos on it, it's not gonna work. You wanna get the turbos to spool up enough to make boost. You wanna pick the turbo size against the size of your engine, so you're getting proper increase of speed and velocity in the air to make the thing work. Superchargers come in two different styles. One would be the snail type, which in reality is just a belt-driven turbocharger. It's driven by a belt off the crank. It's got a step-up ratio inside, spins up and makes more boost going to your engine, makes more power. ATI Pro Charger, Vortec, the guys at Paxton, they all put out a good kit. You can set it up for your car, everything works fine. They are not a good choice for a real heavy vehicle, say a 5,500 pound truck. Those type of superchargers like to make power up high in the RPM range. They don't like to make low-end grunt power. The good news is they're fairly easy to install. They've got some piping, there's a bunch of options. Not too expensive. They'll run from anywhere from 2,500 bucks up to $10,000, $12,000, depending how fancy dancy, how big you want to get them. Screw chargers, or what they call root style chargers, they're kind of my favorite for a charger type blower application. What they have is they have opposing rotors that spin and actually grab the air and suck it down the middle of the motor. The good news about this stuff is it'll give you a big block torque, 400 to 500 foot-pounds at the wheels at 2,500 RPM. The bad news is they're fairly expensive. Basic kits start anywhere between 5,500 bucks and will run up to, pick a number, 25,000 if you want to get crazy. There's problems with fitting stuff under the hood with some of these screw chargers. They're a lot of fun to drive on the street. Are they perfect for a strip application? Probably not for a top-end pull. But for something that you want to go out and punch the throttle every day and have big block power with a bolt on, they're the way to go. All right, my favorite, nitrous oxide. Nitrous has been maligned for many years. Guys will bolt out a nitrous oxide bottle, run the thing at wide open throttle, turn the nitrous on without jets, motor will go deadly and blow its guts out. Nitrous, beyond a doubt, is the least expensive way to put power to an engine. That's the good news. The bad news is if it isn't properly tuned, nitrous being an oxidizer will cause your air-fuel mixture to go lean. Detonation results, nothing good happens from there. All right, simple nitrous systems, mount the bottle in the trunk, run stainless steel lines to the front, you put little jets in to make sure you're getting proper fuel and nitrous at the same time. You take out a few degrees of timing. Little nitrous setups, they're inexpensive, they'll run you anywhere between 500 to 1,500 bucks for a proper installation with a wet kit or a dry kit. A wet kit is where it runs fuel with it, also at the same time as nitrous. A dry kit just runs nitrous on by itself. I don't like the dry kits. I've had more problems with those because if all of a sudden your bottle pressure is up real high, it'll lean the engine out. Possible detonation will result. Anyway, see your dealer, give me a call. I can walk you through all that stuff. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you again.